Hello and welcome to a 2 versus 2. It's GBR 2 versus 2 and it is Michael Myers and Anubis both playing Undead versus Albert Einstein and Granty. Albert is human and Granty is undead, so Granty isn't playing the undead, the human this time. So let's see how he does with that and whether that was the right decision or not. So Albert's trying to block in as usual. Is there another acolyte for Michael there? Yes. Anubis, cigarette. Go. Altar of Darkness, eh? Oh, I see how it is. We're doing different builds. Alrighty. Ghoul build. Strictly ghouls. Dreadlord for Michael there. And Anubis. Working his way to fiends in a moment. I can only assume. Perhaps some sort of rush. Maybe. I don't know. Death Knight. Saving space. He's going to go for 3 ghouls, but if Michael Myers is kind of focused on ghouls, perhaps the two could share the wood, but we don't know. It might just be safest just to get 3 ghouls so you know you're good for wood. Good for wood. Get it? Okay. Dreadlord as well from Granty. That's interesting. Don't know if it works so well with human, but time shall tell. Albert's little scout there kind of backfired a little bit. Then again, you don't often expect to come across the Dreadlord. He is fun to play with though, the Dreadlord. Sleep is just an amazing ability. It's like Stormbolt without any damage, but much longer control. And stun to some sort of degree. Rod of Necromancy, Dust of Appearance from Mr. Anubis. Skeletons coming in. Yes, the acolyte there. 60 time. King of the strats, apparently. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I see an acolyte, so I can assume that isn't an expansion. Just turning his map pack on. And he's good to go. There's Albert on the mini-map. Is he heading towards the tavern? He could have a pretty good time here, actually. Harassing. Right, there we go. Yep, Albert is making his way over with Granty, so they're going to basically... Luckily, no, Michael Myers just started just the split second as they freaking came and ganked from behind. Oh my, that was very unfortunate. I was going to say, oh, it's so close. Don't start that fight. Wow, okay. Whew, dear, oh dear. Let's see, shall we? Looks like Anubis is forced into a TP already, which is going to be no good for Michael, because now he's going to be on his own versus 2. Depends what these turtles decide to punish. And they're punishing everyone by the looks of it. Well, there's no expansion here, that's for sure. It's not going to be safe to do an expansion now.
Forces are under attack.
Oh, Michael Myers. Looks like the Dreadlord is in a lot of trouble. But does receive a coil, which gives him a chance to stay in there just a little bit longer. But there might be a TP used here. If not, he's going to let him die. And they're going to have to come back. Oh, even Anubis goes down. This is a really, really horrible place to be. Dear God. This couldn't go better. It almost looks like Albert and Granty actually going to steal this, which they could. Or they could just go and pretty much finish. Because their opponents do not have heroes. So even if their opponents do score some kills here on the units of Granty and Albert, there's just no experience to be given. It does look like Michael Mayer's almost got away with a surround there. Very close. Archmage is getting himself lined up for a nice little surround there. Almost. Oh, Michael Mayer's getting so close. It is a lot harder than it looks like to get a surround, believe me. It really is. I mean, people who watch and observe are like, oh, that's so easy. Why couldn't you get a surround? Well, it's a lot harder than you think to actually pull a surround off. Things just have to go your way, to be honest. Half of it is luck and half of it is skill. It really does have to go your way a little bit. And it looks like Michael Mayers is getting ready to try this again. Anubis does have enough fiends to put down a DPS, whilst the ghouls just distract the turtles. And distract the turtles they did. Get in there. Look at that attack. Vicious attack. It's quite accurate as well. That's how they attack turtles. They're quite quick, actually. You'll be surprised. And I'm talking about real life turtles here. They attack faster than you think. Reptiles, innit? They've got that kind of lightning fast attack. So, Albert going back to base, healing up a little bit. He's getting his Archmage all clarity potioned up. And the Dreadlord is also benefiting from a bit of regeneration there. Looks like a lot of ghouls here, so I can only assume that more aggression is going to be coming from both Albert and Granty. But Albert first wants to look like he wants to obscure an expansion, which Michael Mayers has finally done. So despite that pretty devastating gank there earlier on, Anubis and Michael Mayers are still looking fairly comfortable. I wouldn't say they've got the advantage, but they've both teched. There's a keep here, and the tech is going down for Granty. So neither player is particularly ahead of the other, and I would have thought that Michael Mayers would be a lot further behind than he actually is. But I suppose it was just the level 1 hero at the time that they lost, so it wasn't the biggest deal in the world, and that is actually pretty good surround there. It doesn't look like it's a proper surround, but Albert is not... Oh, he is going to TP. I was going to say he's leaving that pretty late. There's not much point letting your Archmage take that much damage if you know that you cannot get out. You may as well just teleport out. So it's basically a bit of revenge here, because now they get to gank and get the items, because Albert was solo group doing that versus 2 people ganking him, which means he stands less chance. But Granty's coming in here. He's going to get 1 fiend kill at least. Is he going to force a teleport back? I think so. Kind of likely. That's enough ghouls to force a teleport back, definitely. Albert. Yep, that's a nice little block in there. Oh, he's actually going for the main here. I thought he might go straight for the Acolytes and then the mine afterwards. I don't think that's the right move, though. You can definitely put a lot of damage onto this main, potentially bring it down, but not really. I mean, Michael Mayers doesn't want to teleport back in here. Anubis has decided to run back because he's quite confident he'll get back in time, and there's enough Acolytes healing it up, and another teleport going down, so Granty's aggression here is going to be repelled. So I do think that could have been much better if Granty just went for the Acolytes and then possibly a kill in the mine. That would have done more damage, potentially, since both players could teleport in, so you may as well just kill what you can. Going for the main was a bit ballsy there, a bit hopeful, I would say. Michael Mayers facing the wrath of the Mountain King. This expansion must have got killed a little bit earlier, because that would have gone up by now, so it's just try to go back up again, and it just goes down and down. Albert getting ready to try and put an expansion of his own, but I don't know if he'll get away with it. Mountain King is surrounded by footies, so Albert should be alright to pretty much sneak him away. Are there any more sleeps? There's at least 1 more. It looks like a sleep on Anubis's Death Knight, but he's got to be ready to surround himself versus the ghouls. But you don't really want to sit there versus ghouls with fiends in such close proximity. I would say that Anubis and Michael want to probably get out of this situation, because they definitely haven't got... Whilst fiends are amazingly good DPS, they've got to get their distance and hit and run, hit and run. They don't want to get in a position where they're actually forced to fight and not have much mobility, because this is going to get pretty damn nasty. There's a lot of ghouls here. from Granty. Albert's got a decent number of footies as well, and he's trying to go hard on that Death Knight. Doesn't quite get a successful surround there. Michael Myers backing off a little bit. More ghouls coming in though as reinforcement for Michael Myers with his full health. Dreadball, which is quite good. He's just used Scroll of Raw, which is going to increase the DPS of these fiends quite a large amount, especially fairly early on in the game. This is like still mid-game at this point, so it's pretty important to have that Scroll of Raw go down, especially since it's on both of the units, armies at least. Pretty awkward at the moment. It looks like Granty's actually been forced to teleport back, so that's actually quite a good result for Michael Myers and his accomplice Anubis. A very good result, to be honest, because I thought they had the advantage there for a moment, but it looks like it backfired quite a large amount, and Albert does manage to sneak out a little bit, but it almost looks like another surround is about to go down any moment now. Michael Myers almost getting there. He's really trying hard. He's slowing down the Mountain King enough at least to definitely get that kill. Footman now forced to retreat, but the expansion is up for Albert, but how much gold is he going to get from it? He might just be able to pay off for the expansion, but he won't get much more. And the expansion on Michael Myers is once again about to go up, and this time is not going to get killed anytime soon. It definitely looks like Anubis and Michael Myers have the advantage at this point. I don't see anything that Granty and Albert have that can really put up a decent fight. The sorceresses and the priests are certainly going to be a great sort of little addition here for the team, Albert and Granty, but it's still going to be tricky. There is a lot of units here, and they are honing in fast on that Dreadlord. He is going to have to be forced to TP out again. This is a lot of money being spent here, especially when I initially thought that they didn't even need to teleport out in the first place. There's quite a lot of kind of cash being spent somewhat unnecessarily, or in this situation that they were forced into, they had to, but they could have avoided it. Now it looks like Michael Myers is capitalising on a few kills here with just his ghouls and Dreadlord, just a few ghouls just to make sure he can bring down his peasants, get some experience from that, while still fending off the Albert forces here. Sorceresses with their slow are going to be an absolute pain in the butt here though. Very good against fiends because they're already slow and chunky, and they don't really run back very fast without slow, but when they have got slow, they block the hell out of each other, and obviously their attack rates are just crazy. It's like they may as well... I mean, they already attack slow as it is, fiends, and that's sort of just fast enough that you can actually sort of hit, move, hit, and that's why fiends have great DPS, but when they're that slow, it's really hard to work with that. And it looks like Anubis has not got a teleport to get out of this situation. That is a full surround from Granty. He gets a very good early kill there in the fight. That is going to definitely help. This is so back and forth, isn't it? One moment you think it's going brilliantly for what the other team, and then suddenly it just backfires. Dreadlord has really made this quite an interesting fight, to be honest, for both of the sides. He's certainly allowed a lot more guaranteed sort of kills than you would normally get if they both went Death Knights. Now, two Nerubian towers are going to be very pesky here, and that's not the sort of thing you want in a close, awkward fight. But with the sorceresses behind, with the Archmage, level 3, so he's got at least level 1 Brilliance Aura, that is going to be a real pain. All these ghouls are sitting on... Oh no, he's going straight for the Archmage kill. He really wants to get this Archmage down, which is a good touch, because you've got that many casters behind it. Definitely want to bring down the guy that's supporting them all. But it looks like the Archmage might... No, he can't slip out. Yes, he can! He just slips out. He's going back and forth there for a moment. There's so many slow ghouls here. Granty's got his ghouls of his own. He's now got destroyers coming in here, but they're Granty's ones, and they need to be on the other team so that they can dispel this slow. And these ghouls are going down fast, and the freaking invisibility goes off, but the Dust of Appearance also goes off, which means that the Archmage can be countered now in a moment, but it's just not enough units to pretty much successfully surround it. So actually it looks like Albert and Granty are pretty much going to take home the win here when it looks like all was lost. There's almost no way that Michael Myers and Anubis can come back here, and that sounds kind of one-sided, but it really is in this situation. Well, they might be able to come back if they are willing to sacrifice this expansion, which they're not going to do just yet. Going to try and hang in there, maybe get any kills that they can do, but even then they're just throwing units away because these ghouls are kind of vicious. I think they've got the tier 3 benefit here, Oh, look how many ghouls are set up to come from Granty. He's really obsessed with these ghouls, but they're moving with the frenzy speed that allow ghouls to just be speed demons, basically, so they're quite vicious. The Archmage does look like he's in trouble. He's getting pretty heavily Nerubian towered there. Look at those towers just spamming on that Archmage. He can't even move. And the Michael Myers is going to go here. He should be able to get a kill, especially with the sleep. There's no teleport. Oh, invisibility goes down once more. There is no dust of appearance. It does look like Albert's going to escape. And Michael Myers is going to get himself into an awkward position here, unfortunately, because of Granty's sleep. He just had enough mana for that. It looks like Michael Myers' Dreadlord goes down. There was just enough room for one coil, barely, but probably not in time anyway, because he only had like 77 mana just as it went down from Anubis. And it looks like he's being pushed back here. I'm not sure what Michael Myers can bring into here. What has he got? Not many resources left. His Death Knight is coming in though, but this expansion is no more. There's no more acolytes, and it does look like Anubis has able to get out just about. The ghouls are going down for Granty, despite the 1,000,001 ghouls being spammed out of this crypt. They can only come out one at a time. It looks like Michael Myers' Death Knight is down for the kill. What item was that? Didn't quite catch it, but Anubis once again slightly in an awkward position here. He picks up the Orb of Corruption just before going down. There's too many ghouls here. There's a very safe army here from Albert as well. The Sorks, the Spellbreakers, the Archmage, the Mountain King, the Priests. It's a very comfortable army to fight with. So there you go. It looks like Michael Myers taps out and Anubis just afterwards. And there was quite a tight 2 versus 2 there. I don't think anyone saw that one coming, did they? Blimey. Dreadlords rule, eh? Okay, thanks for watching. This has been Woody. Please subscribe, like, and comment. I'll see you later.